At one point, Taiwanese people saw the Americans as saviors, 恩人. When American military forces stopped Chinese PRC military forces from fully reuniting with Taiwan after the Civil War, Taiwanese people said, these people helped us out. They're truly our saviors. On a simple level, we can't deny America helped the Taiwanese Han Chinese KMT survive. So after a lengthy post-Civil War period of tension and shenanigans, the People's Republic of China and the Republic of China, Taiwan, and other regions like Kinmen, there was some peace and stability. And you had presidents in Taiwan like Li Tenghui, who would openly say to the Chinese, reunification is the Chinese people's dream. We must find a way to peacefully reunify and achieve this glory for the benefit of all Chinese people. But then Li Tenghui was also working heavily with America and forces to prolong and even enable Taiwanese independence in the future. Or at the very least, maintain Taiwan as this ambiguous pawn that we can always use in the region for political, military, and ideological cultural purposes. So Li Tenghui was officially KMT, but even his opponents like Tsai of the DPP, the Democratic Progressive Party, the people who pushed Taiwanese independence and tried to disconnect more from Chinese culture by changing education and history. These people also, Tsai was also brilliant at playing China and USA, but at this point, China was getting tired of the Taiwan game, and at the same time, China was tolerating Taiwan stepping on its red lines, and China kept being patient and suffering humiliation online. But that was back in the 2010s. Now it's 2026 and it's a different world, a very different world. You have America blatantly telling the world might makes right. And this is my space, this is my hemisphere, I'm going to do what I want. We're seeing America put pressure, immense pressure, even on its allies. And in Taiwan, you have a new voice. KMT leadership says, yes, America is our savior at one point, but Chinese people, they are family, 亲人. They are brothers and sisters. In mainland China, they are taught Taiwanese people are 同胞, compatriots. We come from the same pouch, the same seed. So now you're getting this voice rising up in Taiwan, where previously the KMT would have been afraid to say such things because they felt it would hurt their chances at election. So people do accuse the KMT of possibly just continuing their games. They're going to say nice things to China to appease China, but they're still going to keep working with America as much as possible. The thing of note, the signal change, is the KMT leadership being more culturally amiable to China, being more culturally open to this fact that we are brothers and sisters, family. There's ancestral genetic linkage and cultural linkage. Historically, this KMT, Kuomintang, Chinese Nationalist Party, some people call them Chinese fascists. How did these people who had more money and more military gear lose to the communists and be forced to flee to Taiwan? Well, for one thing, the KMT, they have a lot of arrogance. They tried to snow the snowman. They tried to swindle the USA in the sense that they're very flamboyant and bombastic and willing to try and get the upper hand from Americans. They're trying to get one over the mafia, the empire. But ultimately, the American empire is still very strong and still has a lot of ability to apply pressure. Recently in Taiwan, there was a lot of noise about the military defense bill that wasn't being passed due to obstacles in the government, and the KMT and the TPP were blocking the DPP. And without getting into the details and boring you, basically in Democratic Chinese Taiwan, Republic of China, there was argument and accusations that the defense bill was not legitimate. Maybe some things were not clear when they should be clear, how the money is being spent and things like that. And then Washington responded, well, I guess some political figures were talking on the media like, yeah, we're losing patience with Taiwan. Taiwan better get its act together and pass the money to buy our weapons. Hurry up. And ultimately, the defense spending bill was recently passed, I believe. And it goes to show you, yeah, America is still very strong. The world is changing a lot and changing faster, and anything could happen in the next 10 years. It is my opinion the desire for peace and stability is higher than ever in Taiwan, and the cultural connection is stronger than ever between Taiwan and China, despite all the forces that try to disconnect it. I wish you all health and happiness and prosperity.